Oh, you bright and risen angels, you are all in your graves. I, your author, am lonely. There is no one left in the world. Since I run things here half the time, I am going to call you up for another one of my meaningless judgments. Meaningless because you are all so eager to try so hard that I could never punish any of you, no matter how villainous you might be. I press the resurrection button, and there you come, as large as life. Our hero Bug climbs diffidently out of his grave pit, very polite and a little embarrassed as he brushes the mould and ashes from his face. I know it's not his fault. Now here comes Wayne bursting from his tomb with a glower, looking around for Parker and ready to hurt someone. I put out my hand to help Catherine up into the light, and she smiles nervously, as pretty as ever, with just a hint of sulphur about her. Dr. Dodger pops forth from someone else's coffin, not looking at me, or is he, and commences to build something out of a handful of rusty paper clips in his pocket. Millie, the little match girl, is not in evidence. She is trapped inside a rotting paperback in some garbage can, and even I will never be able to see her again, though if I close my eyes I can almost envision her white, desperate face uplifted as she begs me to help her. Parker's gravestone tilts slowly with the sound of tearing glass and snapping roots and grinding gravel, and suddenly it sinks into the mud, and almost topless as the stink gets stronger and stronger, and a long yellow-green arm extends itself and flexes its fingers, and then the rest of Parker's body contracts and just kind of oozes out of the crevice, and Parker slouches against the family mausoleum and picks worms out of his teeth, and Wayne comes running up to him, almost crying for sheer happiness. Aha! That mausoleum, so lordly it is, must belong to the White family, for this looks like Mr. White himself marching up to us, in what seems very bad humour. 50 years of decaying curses on his lips, and he spies Bug and shakes him by the shoulder and hauls off and punches him, but Bug is polite as always and turns away to wipe his bloody nose, though I can tell he is scheming inside. No, wait a minute. Here comes Big George, juggling a handful of electric blue globes. He grins and steps closer and closer, and suddenly folds his arms piously so that the globes shatter on the ground and 100 bolts of lightning strike everyone, and when the smoke clears I see nothing but craters and bones and of Susan Hyde's heels. But George is still walking, almost out of sight now on the great graveyard of history, but turns and waves, without any malice or triumph. That is just the way things are, and the sun sets. I didn't even have my judgment, and I won't be able to sleep tonight because it is cold and foggy, and anyhow, here comes all of the great beetle's little followers to eat the remains and make me itch.